Hi, for our next topic, for week 4 LC 1 to 4, we have the following: one-to-one function, inverse function, graph of the inverse function, domain and range of the inverse function. So, let's start. Okay, let's start. So, one-to-one function. The function f is one-to-one function if no two elements in the domain f corresponds to the same element in the range of f. A function is a rule of one-to-one correspondence such that for every domain there corresponds one and only value of range. So, ibig sabihin guys, one and only, okay, from one domain lang, one range. So, we can identify a one-to-one function by the following representation. It can be in mapping, pwede rin sa graphically, pwede rin by algebraically. Okay, start tayo sa mapping. So, we have here two examples. Sa first one, guys, dun sa domain, if you notice, meron tayong 2, 3, and 5. Sa range natin, we have A, B, and C. Tingnan mo lang po yung line arrow natin. So, yung 2 nakatapat kay A, 3 kay B, and 5 kay C. The second example is si 1 nakatutok kay A. Si 3 kay A din. Naulit. Si 6 kay Z lang siya. So, between the two mapping, the first one is the one-to-one function kasi nga, tig-isa lang sila. While dun sa second mapping natin is not function, not one-to-one function. Kasi nga naulit yung domain dun sa isang range. Okay? So, graphically naman guys, ganito. If f of x is equal to 3x minus 5, ganito yung solution niya. Okay? The function of x sub 1 is equal to the function of x sub 2. Ibig sabihin, dapat magkamukha daw sila. So, ito yung process niya. So, yung 3x sub 1 minus 5, ito lang po yan. Okay? And then, nag-add tayo ng plus 5 to eliminate the negative 5 para matira na lang yung 3x sub 1. Dito naman, 3x sub 2. Then, mag-divide tayo ng 3 para matira si x sub 1 equals to x sub 2. So, this one is an example of a one-to-one function kasi nag-end up ka na the same si x sub 1 is equal to x sub 2. Okay? And there is a hint. Meron siyang hint, clue. Observe your exponent, sabi niya. Kapag ang exponent mo guys are odd numbers, they are one-to-one function. Okay? Except nga lang sa x raised to 3. Kasi sa x raised to 3, lalo na kapag ginraph mo yan, makikita mo guys, may dalawang points. Kaya, 1, 5, 7, pwede rin yung 1 over x or naka-fraction siya. They are a one-to-one function. Kahit hindi mo na to isolve, kung alam mo yung mga hint, madali mo masasagot. Ito naman, observe, they are all even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So, kapag po ganyan, these are not one-to-one function. So, add numbers sa one-to-one function except x cubed. Okay? Sa even numbers naman, they are not one-to-one function. Okay? So, ito yung example natin. Number 1, tingnan mo yung exponent niya, 1. Kaya, 1 to 1 siya. Si g of x is equal to fx raised to 4. Even number yan, kaya not 1 to 1. Number 3 naman, naka-fraction siya, 1 over x minus 2, kaya 1 to 1. Si number 5, same din, x raised to 8, not 1 to 1 kasi nga even number yung 8. Let's go back sa number 4. Si number 4 po, may absolute value siya, absolute value of 2x minus 7. So, kapag nakakita kayo ng meron ganyan, automatic, not one-to-one function yun. Okay? How about sa graph? Sa graph naman, meron tayong tinatawag na horizontal line test. Okay? A horizontal line test, if every horizontal line intersect the graph of a function f in the most one point, then it is one-to-one function. Ito lang po yan. So, let's have the four graphs. Kung sa gagawa ako ng line, ng horizontal line, kasi horizontal line test, sabi niya, eto. Yan. Wait, ayusin natin. Paste ko muna. Okay? Kung guguhit ako dyan ng line, tinatawag natin na horizontal line test, dito na lang sa baba. Isang beses lang tumama yung point. Ayan. Kaya siya kino-consider as one-to-one function. Eto, same din. Kung guguhit ako ng straight line dito, isang beses din siyang tumama, di ba? Ito, meron na siyang guhit. Ayun, isa lang. Pero, sa last graph natin, ayan, may guhit tayo. Meron tayong dalawang points. Okay? So, let's identify now. The first graph is one-to-one function since isang beses lang dumaan yung line sa kanya. Same din dito, one-to-one function. One-to-one function, eto na. It's not a one-to-one function kasi dalawang beses dumaan yung horizontal line doon sa graph. Okay? Next, how can we use the one-to-one function to represent the real-life situations? So, may examples tayo dito. Okay? So, let's see if the given is a real-life situation. Identification. This one, nagbigay siya ng example, yung isa vehicle, yung isa student. Doon muna tayo sa student. Di ba po ba nag-enroll tayo, tas meron kayong LRN? So, meaning to say, isang student, isang LRN. Kaya siya one-to-one. Vehicles naman, guys. Ang isang sasakyan, isang plaka sa likod. Walang kamuka ang kanyang plaka or yung plate number. So, one vehicle, one plate number. Transportation fare. It is a one-to-one function of a distance of how far one travel is measured per kilometer rate. Okay? Ito yung pag nagbiyahe ka, di ba? Meron lang siyang ganito ang babayaran mo, 20 pesos kung mula dito hanggang doon. Tapos kapag mula doon, magdadagdag, meron na namang additional fare. Okay? One-to-one function yun. Examples of a real-life situations, ito, meron akong apat. The first one is the relation pairing on an SSS member to his or her SSS number. So, kung nag-apply ka ng SSS, isang membro, isang number. Parang sa LRN din, sa mga students. The second, one person owns one car. Pag bumili ka ng kotse, sa isang tao lang yan nakapangalan. Okay? Kaya one-to-one yan. One person has one passport. Okay? Hindi pwedeng sa isang passport, dalawang tao yung nagmamay-ari. A relation pairing a person to his or her citizenship. Ito yung tao na meron siyang dual citizenship. Pwede siya sa Amerika, pwede siyang tumira din sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, the first example is one-to-one function. The second, one-to-one din. One-to-one function. And then yung last, not one-to-one. Ito yung sinasabi ko yung may dual citizenship. Okay? Kasi dalawa nga naman. Next, inverse function. To find the inverse of a one-to-one function, do the following steps. 1. Write the function in the form of y equals to 4x Interchange x and y variables and then solve for the y in terms of x. So, ito, para mas maintindihan nyo. So, let's try the example 1. Find the inverse of f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. Okay? Sanabi dito, palitan lang, oh. Pinalitan mo lang yung f of x ng y. Okay? Pagpalitin mo din ng pwesto si y at saka si x. Ito. Nagpalit sila ng interchange. Then, after that, si positive 1, lipat mo sa kabila. Magiging ganito siya nun. Magiging siyang, wait lang. Magiging siyang ganyan. Okay? 3x minus 1. Tapos naiwan si 3y. Then, you have to eliminate 3. Kaya ka nag-divide by 3. Ayan. So, the final answer now is what? The inverse function of x is equal to, ito yung sagot guys. Ito, x minus 1 over 3. So, that's the inverse function of f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. Next example, g of x is equal to 2x plus 1. So, same step kanina. Palitan si g of x ng y. Pagkapalit, magpalit din ng pwesto si y at saka si x. Okay? Pagkapalit naman nila, si positive 1 lipat sa kabila, magiging ganito siya. X minus 1. Tapos si 2y. Then, we have to divide it by 2, both sides. So, therefore, the inverse function of g of x is ito. X minus 1 over 2. Another example. F of x is equal to negative 3x over x plus 4. So, same step guys. Nagpapalit lang. So, lahat ng x, palitan mo ng y. Kaya yan. Tapos, cross multiply. Okay? And sa last is makukuha mo is negative 4x over x plus 3. Fourth example. Tingnan nyo lang yung steps. Interchange, cross multiply, solve. Okay? Then, factor out mo. Tapos, you have to think something para ma-eliminate si 3x minus 2. Magdi-divide ka ng 3x minus 2. So, the final answer is the inverse function of g of x is 4x plus 1 over 3x minus 2. Let's go to the graph. So, if you're asked to graph a function and its inverse, all you have to do is to graph the function and then switch all x and y values. So the function of x, sabi niya, okay, is 1 to 1 if only one graph passes the horizontal test, yung ginawa natin kanina. Okay? Ito, example tayo. So, graph x and y values. So, if the function y is equal to g of x, ganito siya. Ang x natin is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ang y natin is 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. So, pag ginraph mo siya dito, guys, ito siya yung kulay yellow. Okay? Ito. Ito siya, ito. Yan. Okay? Kapag naman, the inverse naman, observe nyo guys, so compare nyo. Kanina, 0 yung x. This time, 1. Nag-interchange lang po. Nagpalit lang ng position. Kanina, x mo is 4. Ngayon naman, 16. So, pag ginraph mo to, ito ang graph natin. Ito naka-blue. So, it is a 1-to-1 function. Kasi parang reflection lang nung una or original na function mo. Same dito, oh. Ito yung isang function mo. Tapos, yung isa naman, nung inverse mo. So, if a function is to 1-to-1 The graph of the inverse f of x is a reflection of the graph of function across the line y equals to x. Okay? So, let's go to domain and range. Sa domain and range, guys, easy lang. So, ito yung function of f of x. Ito yung inverse. Ito yung given. 2, 9, 4, 5, 11, 16. Paano yan? Kapag its inverse niya, palitin mo yung position ng pair mo. Pagpalitin mo yung x and y, magiging 9 and 2, 5 and 4, 6 and 11. Okay? Sa mapping, ganito din. Ito po yung 1 to 1 na 1 kay C, C5 kay A, C5, C8 kay B. Kaya 1 to 1. Pero pag ginawa mo siyang inverse, ganito naman. Interchange, yung domain mo magiging range, yung range mo magiging domain. Okay? So, ganun lang yung domain and range of the inverse function. Pagpalitin mo lang, you interchange the position of the x and y. Okay? So, that's all. Thank you. I hope you learned and answer po niyo yung given nating mga modules. Thank you.